when you really work with your heart and really lead from your heart, magic happens. Literally. It's the more you expand your heart, the more that field opens up and magnetizes to you at that same frequency. I believe our hearts are guided by our soul. That's how we know. That's why we go back to our hearts, because our heart always knows the way, because that it's in communication with our soul. Business led from the heart is what we're moving into. This is what I've seen over and over again. The businesses that are led by greed are going to fall away.
Welcome to my show.
Thank you.
I'm so excited for this conversation. I feel this might be one of the most important conversations I've ever had on the show. Just because the work that you're doing and the work that you have done with me, our sisterhood, the activation that we've been for each other is really, I think, the new earth and what women are really coming home to, whether they realize it or not. So I just wanted to say, set that foundation to my audience that's listening. You arrived at a very special place to be listening to this conversation today. And I'm excited for them.
I'm excited for us.
I know, I'm excited for us. I really want to start with your story.
Okay.
If we can go back before we go forward.
Okay.
Because what you do today looks very different than what you were doing for the majority of your career.
Yeah.
So can you take us back to, we don't have to get into all of the details of like the job that you held, but what the job was like,
Yeah.
and how it led you to the work that you're doing now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for 20 years, I worked in production in some form or another, whether it was working in visual effects or on a TV show or a film. And then in the last 10 years of my life, I was working in advertising with big brands and as a commercial producer.
It's crazy to me.
And I feel like this story would just really sum it up. I recently did the math on how many people I would be responsible to on one job. And I started to make a list, and it was somewhere between 30 and 50 people on one project who needed different things from me all at the same time. So there was no such thing as boundaries. I didn't even know what that word meant. Text at 11 p.m. at night, waking up to, a huge inbox full of emails and requests and needs, all from different people, and traveling a third of the year.
Internationally,
shooting internationally in third world countries. And it just was a lot on my nervous system. And I didn't even know what my nervous system was at that point. I was just so automatically in it. I was just a robot. I was like, okay, next thing, do it. And it was all about performing to be the best. The best is you do what everyone tells you. You don't fight anyone on anything. You don't speak up. You just do your job. And I did that for 20 years.
It's crazy.
And it got to a point where I realized I cannot do this anymore. And so I quit my job without anything else lined up.
Wow.
And I took some time off and realized who I actually am. And I let go of an entire work identity that wasn't me. And I realized, because I took a speech writing class and I wrote about my experience. And in the process of writing this speech, I realized I am not that person. I actually love this version of myself that is not the producer, is not the go-between, the irritable woman who is just always annoyed with everybody and doesn't eat enough and doesn't sleep enough and is not taking care of her body. And I got to know that person, and she did not want to go back to advertising.
So you had gone, and I know your story, so I'm just going to kind of flip some pages here. You were on this sort of healing path, like you were really reclaiming who you were. And as part of that, you saw an Akashic record reader. So talk to us about what happened there.
Well, I was having what I guess many people would call a midlife crisis. I would call it a spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
Let's rebrand the midlife crisis.
There's a lot we're going to rebrand today.
Yeah. And in that process, I was seeing a therapist, and she had a sister who read the Akashic Records. And she said, I don't know why. I feel like you're supposed to see my sister. And I said, I'm open to anything at this point. And I had no idea what it was. It was not spiritual at all at the time. And this woman gave me an Akashic Records reading, and I just gave her my full trust. And in that reading, I just saw myself through her eyes, through the eyes of the Akashic Records. And I realized there was so much more meant for me than the life I was currently living. And I just felt so deeply seen. And so I ended up firing her sister, the therapist.
I didn't know this part.
Yeah. And hiring her. And I saw her regularly for years. And it really helped me solidify why I needed to leave my job and to get out there and start to have a vision for my life and to move it forward in a very exciting and scary way.
Wow. Okay. So she was reading for you, but then you began to practice opening up the records for yourself.
Yeah. So she, in one of our readings, said, the guides are telling me it's time to teach you how to do this. I just looked at her perplexed. I'm like, I don't know why. Like, I'm a producer, that's not accessible to me. And she's like, you have to do this. And so I had a friend who convinced me to do it. And I'm like, I had no expectations. I'm like, this is probably not going to be, it's not going to work. It's probably going to be a waste of time. And I sat down and did my first reading for a complete stranger, and I knew everything about her. And she just was like, everything you said is just so resonant. And it was just coming out of me.
Wow.
But it was the feeling that I had, which was the deepest feeling of euphoria I've ever experienced in my entire life. It just took over my whole body. And to the point where I felt like crying and, tears of joy. And I'm like, I think there's something here. But I didn't actually start to use it until years later, after COVID, when everyone had a little timeout. And I'm like, okay, let's play with this and see what happens. And it was only, in my mind, it was only meant to be a fun thing. And so I started off with friends, and then they kept sending me people, and then those people sent me people, and then everyone was coming back, and my schedule was full of readings, and people were paying me. And I'm like, is this a thing? Is this like a career path? Like, what in the world? But I loved it. Loved it. It felt so good. And it was my favorite part of my day.
Well, you're masterful at it. It's your dharma, your purpose, your calling, your highest timeline. And it, often takes us a couple divine detours to arrive, as we all know. And this is your business now. It's how we've connected. You work specifically with female entrepreneurs using this guidance and the channeling of the Akashic. And I want to talk about how you've influenced my business and my life and what we're doing together. But before we get into all of that, can you break down what the Akashic Records are?
Yeah. And before I do that, I want to preface it by saying, I don't think we as humans fully understand what it is. And I think I will tell you how it was explained to me the first time, because it helped me wrap my human brain around it. If you can imagine the largest library, like the Library of Congress, and every book in the library is the record of a soul. And every soul who's here on earth has a record in the library, past, present, future. It's a huge database of information, but it's more than our human minds could possibly understand. And I think a lot of humans think in terms of, oh, okay, the Akashic Record can tell me everything about myself. But in my experience, that's not how they work. It's what you need to hear in this moment to further you on your journey. You have to do some of that work yourself. But the Akashic Records give you the roadmap to get there and help you understand what you have to do each stage of the way to like move forward on your path. And they give you a big expansive vision of what you're here to do. And they help you see your, the things you have to work on and your shortcomings. And
they're very specific too.
Very. And they could be funny too.
They're super funny. They're super direct.
Yes.
So when you and we've done quite a few sessions together, and you open up the channel. You're like, I'm going to open up your records. I'm out of curiosity. Like, what is that process like for you? And how do you do that? And how do you know when they're open?
Okay. Well, I know because, I have a prayer that I say, and you're part of that experience. And I close my eyes and I put my hand on my heart. And as I'm opening them, I can feel them open. And it's a different feeling for everybody. Some people, it's a little bit more subtle. Some people, it's a big whoosh. And oftentimes my clients can feel it too with me. I've had clients cry when I open their records because they can feel something so strongly. I've had people tell me they can feel their heart opening up. And it's just a really ceremonial experience as you go in. And I have the deepest respect for it. And I make sure that, they're only open for as long as they need to be, and they're closed after. And while we're in there, we're responsible. And when we close, we thank our guides for the time they've taken, time, which doesn't exist, but in the ethereal space. And it's just a really beautiful, magical experience.
I speak firsthand. It really is. And what's at least been my experience is in being in your space and your energy and working with the Akashics in partnership with you, I feel my channel is opened.
Yes.
And I am way more available to hear and receive, ask, and you shall receive. It's really upgraded my gifts in just a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So your business has evolved. I love the story. I think it's going to be really inspiring for people to hear how organically your business grew. And friends were doing it, and then they sent their friends, and then all of a sudden you had a business. Over the last few years, you've really focused on female entrepreneurs and actually helping women with their business plan. Because you say that your soul has a business plan, or your business plan has a soul. Your business has a soul, and they both have a plan. So why women who run businesses?
Well, again, this found me, this just organically unfolded. I just trusted and followed where it went without knowing where it would lead. And because of the time that I started doing this, which was 2020, right after COVID happened, there were a lot of women who were lacking direction in their careers. And I think COVID was a major wake-up call. Like, life could end at any moment. And what are we all doing? Are we doing what makes us happy? Are we living with purpose? Or, are we living in our hearts? And a lot of women were asking those important questions and needed guidance. And so a lot of them wanted to open up businesses. A lot of them wanted to pivot in their careers. A lot of them wanted to expand their current businesses or start a new one. And, I still had people coming to me to talk about relationships and all the things, but I felt the most lit up when these women came to me, and I felt so much energy, so much more information was being channeled for these women who had these visions. And I just, after a period of time, I just realized like, this is where I want to be.
Yes.
This is where my soul is happiest. And so I just decided to go all in on the business angle.
And you have we talked about this the other day. You have the business background because you have such a unique vantage point, because you were in a 20-year career of the patriarchy and the matrix.
Yes.
And even those of us that are building our own businesses that are quote unquote outside of the matrix, like I'll speak for myself, still have matrix programming that we're working against. You can have the most beautiful feminine vision of them all. But what I find so incredible about you, because you really are working with a very specific type of woman who is really here for new earth consciousness. And what is New Earth consciousness? I'll just answer that question. Then you can answer that question. But to me, it's a world in which it gets to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a world where it's fun. It's abundant.
I just got chills.
Like, what did we say the other day? The highest frequency. This is my mantra for the year. The highest frequency is not love. The highest frequency is fun.
Fun, yes.
And we get to a certain level in our career, we being me, I'll speak for myself, but I know people can relate, where we're super successful. We've built a business out of alignment, like in alignment, from alignment is what I mean. We've made an impact, and we believe that in order to scale it, to get to the next level, we have to follow the same rules that got us there.
Yep.
And the New Earth business consciousness for women is available to us, but we can't see it. And that's where you come in.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're starting to see it.
Yes.
And I think the way I am seeing this is being rolled out to us slowly. Mm-hmm. It's not, we can't do it all at once or it's going to be too much, right? And so I think we've all started to clue in on hustle and grind. We're leaving behind. Wow, that rhymed.
That rhymed. Beautiful.
And I think like the next layer is letting go of competition, really leaning into true collaboration and reciprocity.
Yes.
I serve you, you serve me. We do this together. We're in this together. Your success is my success. We all rise together, as you say.
It chills.
But it's not just saying it, it's actually doing it and feeling it and embodying it. I think embodiment is another huge piece that we're missing. We haven't fully stepped into it.
Embodying it, yes. And where I feel so lit up about working with you, because reciprocity, generosity, collaboration, interdependence, oneness, abundance, like no hierarchy. We all thrive, like new earth, which is what I have been saying and leaning into for years in the most, I think, impactful way that I wasn't expecting when I started my new business. What I think is also available to us, where you also come in, is how do we do that?
Yeah.
What is the actual how? And I will say that in the last few months in working with you, I mean, I've now known you now for over a year, and it's just, it deepens all the time. And we're really each other's mirrors. And I saw you as a sister from the second I met you on that very first Zoom in October of 2024. But I have a big vision for my life and for the business. And you know this. And I have felt it in my cells. Mm-hmm. And working with you, Amy, you channeled the guides and you were able to articulate it in a language that everything downloaded into crystal clarity. And I saw basically the next 3, 5, 10 years of my life with a plan that I don't think I would have achieved without you, because you work in quantum time and we're not working in the 3D when we're working in the Akashic. And that is something that I don't have the words to describe. If you are a female entrepreneur and you are ready to take your business to a different level, I don't think you cannot not work with the unseen. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was just thinking today, the only teacher I'm listening to at this point forward is the Akashic Records and my own intuition.
Yeah.
Because that makes me think about the other thing we've been doing is we've been following other people's formulas and methods, and we think, oh, I'm supposed to do it the way she's doing it, and there's a comparison. And truly, the beauty of the Akashic Records is you're supposed to do it your own way, and your guides know exactly what way that is. And that's why you received it.
Yeah.
In that way.
Because this is going to come out in the next couple of weeks. So this is like on the precipice of the year of the horse. Mm-hmm. And this is the message that I keep getting. It's like, we are all here to carve our own lanes.
Yes.
Like each and every single one of us has our own unique blueprint in this lifetime that is 1 in 8 billion. 1 in trillions. Like the fact that we're incarnated here in a human body is literally a miracle. And like, this is the precipice for women in which who remove distraction, become gorgeously unbothered. As I know, it's my mantra for the year, that create the most impact in a way that feels so good to them. Because when sometimes I drop that term, like make an impact, and I've been preaching that for a long time, that can be tricky because making an impact can take a lot of you, and it can burn you out, and you can overextend and you can overgive because you care and you want to be in service. But the frequency of making an impact this year in this frequency of fun and freedom, because to me that's the horse, is freedom, it's lighter. It's from your heart.
Exactly.
Let's go there.
We haven't talked about the heart.
Talked about the heart.
Like that's the part. That's the most important piece.
Yes, that is the piece.
Yeah, business led from the heart.
And like, let's break this down, because I think people can hear that and be like, okay, well, that sounds obvious. But we spent 8 hours together this weekend. Amy basically channeled for me for 8 hours on my business, and the guides came through. We recorded it all, like so many notes, so many instructions, so many next steps, so many actual strategy came from this. But at the center of it all was the heart.
Yeah, it's all about the heart.
Say more about when you think of that experience of leading from the heart, like what does that have to teach everyone?
Well, at first I want to acknowledge that I sound like Pollyanna when I say that.
But I want to demystify this.
No, I know.
Because it's not that. Like people could think that.
I know, and that's why I'm saying that, is because that's what it sounds like. But I think when you really work with your heart and really lead from your heart, magic happens. Literally. And it's the more you expand your heart, the more that field opens up and magnetizes to you at that same frequency.
Yes.
I believe our hearts are guided by our soul. That's how we know. That's why we go back to our hearts, because our heart always knows the way, because that it's in communication with our soul. And so business led from the heart is what we're moving into. And this is what I've seen over and over again. The businesses that are led by greed are going to fall away. So get on the bandwagon.
Yeah. No, I want to break this. I have so much to say about this.
Yeah.
So, okay. First of all, I learned this from like heart math, Joe Dispenza. Like, let's just talk about the science of the heart, right? Because the heart is the largest electromagnetic force field in the human body. It has a extension of like energy of like 4,000 times bigger than our brains do. And what activates our heart? Well, joy, fun, love, play, right? Like compassion, fulfillment, touch, like magic, all of those things that are available to us all the time. That activates a physical electromagnetic force field within the human body that creates actual magnetism, alignment. It draws things to us effortlessly, right? And so this is actual science rooted in, Pollyanna beautiful beliefs, but it's true. They're connected. It does magnetize magic. And I think when we're in our hearts, it's obvious. I want for anyone listening, and at least this is going to be my new practice as well, to be able to be honest with ourselves when we're not in our hearts.
Yeah.
Like I transparently was working on a potential client, and we talked about this. And based on who this person was and, just kind of where I am right now, like I had a bit of fear attached to it. I kind of pedestaled this person. I didn't feel in I wouldn't say my full power, but my full heart. Like I actually knew I could help this person, but the frequency was off. And it wasn't aligned for either one of us, but she called it first. And I had to really acknowledge the gap, like what was happening inside of my system. And I look at anything and everything I've ever created in my business, any opportunity, any idea, any launch, any product, any service, any partnership, any client. And if it's not from my heart, it never works. And that's what my heart told me on Saturday.
Yep.
If it's not from your heart, it won't work. But if it is from your heart, it is destined to succeed. And so this is, I think, the invitation of this new earth consciousness of high-performing women, because that is who you really serve, to allow it to be fun.
And easy.
And easy. Like it really gets to be easy. And I think this whole conversation around like healing, right? What did you say the other day?
Well, this was channeled, but healing needs a rebrand.
Why?
Yeah, because I'll just let this one drop in. We are taught that we have to work hard to earn anything. And unfortunately, that story has been told to us on the healing journey. Like, look at all the people who go pay thousands of dollars to fly to another country and have their head over a bucket. Like, okay. I mean, I've done it. I get it. But it does not have to be like that.
I remember puking in mine and being like, there has to be a better way to reach the divine than this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everyone has to do it, I guess, but it doesn't have to be the way. And I also think there's a lot of healing that happens on the entrepreneurial journey.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of our shadows come up, our ego, like all these things that happen. And this is where the Akashic Records does come in. It can help you move through and transmute that stuff fairly effortlessly if you take the direction it gives you.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Is just the biggest invitation, I think, of this time right now for women when it comes to your business, when it comes to your hustling, when it comes to your healing. Like, what if it was easy? What if it was fun? What if it looked like playing with colored markers and like talking about your family over, you know, beautiful music and candles and just being heard and then getting up and dancing and like it just, we make it so complicated. And I think that has been one of the biggest reflections in working with you is it's all already perfect.
Yeah.
It's already perfect.
It's all perfect.
It's all perfect. So why are you trying so hard? You have a new name for me.
Okay.
Well, I've already told you what it is.
Yes.
It's Chief Angel Officer.
I love it.
No, it's so important. And let me explain why. I read about like Prince and like Michael Jackson, like I think Diana Ross, like this has been going on for a while. And I'm pretty positive like Beyonce and Taylor Swift have the same thing. But they had like spiritual advisors on their team.
Ooh,
they had like psychics and people within their inner circle and their entourage that would go on tour with them, that would help them get ready to be on stage. Like not just their makeup artist and their dancers and producers and directors, but their spiritual advisors. If you're a conscious fucking leader today, I think having someone like that on your team is a non-negotiable.
You need an angel in your corner.
You need an angel in your corner. And you are like a living angel. I mean, that's really the truth.
Thank you.
But I could have the best conversation with my COO, who I love, and my creative director, my chief creative officer, my team. And coming to talk to you about my vision and my business plan, it was the missing piece.
Thank you for saying that. I think the magic is in, I can see and hold your vision for you when you have the self-doubt creep up or the it's going to be hard or whatever. I'm always holding it for you. Even the clients I've only seen once who never come back.
Really?
I'm still holding that vision for them. I can see it with such clarity.
That is something that is quite rare. No, I'm serious. Like there's this, well, first of all, after our weekend, like you've created this whole drive for me. It's like a business plan of spiritual quantum strategies, next steps, validation points. And just to be specific about one piece of it, you were like, I was telling you about all these synchronicities that were happening right away. Mm-hmm. And you had like created a doc of like, this is validation that you're stepping into this new earth alignment, whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I had seen it. And then I texted you about something else a couple hours later. And I went back maybe an hour or two after, and you had updated it.
There was, there were so many things happening.
But there's a devotion to someone else's success.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is rare.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, I'm in it with you. I feel so privileged to work with these women like of your caliber who are so in their hearts and just have that business acumen and who can pair the two together, and they're just like unstoppable. Yeah. And I can see the beauty of the vision, the big, beautiful vision that you hold, that these women hold. And I want these visions to come to life. And I am just in it with you. I am there. I'm attached to the outcome. Let's do this.
Where does that come from? Can you name that?
Well, I have so much hope for humanity, despite, what other people feel and what we see in the media, because I work with these women and I see these visions downloaded from the Akashic Records, and I see what our world could become if all these women activate on their ideas. And I can just, I have hope. And so I want to do everything I can to help that process. It just feels like it's in me. I can't stop it.
So I worked with you as your coach.
Yes.
Which was amazing. You came to Claim Your Light, my retreat. You jumped into my mastermind. We got to journey together for 6 months in that container, and then we went to Avalon. Mm-hmm. And my time with you was so special. I really saw you.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's my gift.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like I have a different gift, but it's the same inflection point of reflection. Like I'm able to mirror back what I see and put it into a different form.
Yeah.
And you had really, and I would love for you to share this because I think it's a really beautiful thing for everyone to hear. Mm-hmm. We were working on your brand and your website and your Instagram and your coaching containers. And you made a lot of breakthroughs and progress and like covered a ton of ground in a very short amount of time, actually. And in the last few months since the mastermind ended, you're taking a different direction. Mm-hmm. And so can you explain how that came to be and why that came to be?
Yeah, I think when I was starting to think about my goals for this year, what I wanted to do was have bigger impact. And in that, I really wanted to be working with women who were in this space, had been in this space for quite some time, knew how to run a business, but needed help with the vision or aligning more to the new earth frequency. And I just saw myself as being able to contribute more by working with women at that level and allowing that to trickle down to all the women they work with. So women like you, women who have new earth businesses that have the potential to really have a very high impact and ripple out. So,
yeah. And I think what's really important to note, and I'll just come clean myself here, is like when you reach a certain level of success, I'm pretty clear that I can do anything I put my mind to. Like that's my design. Mm-hmm. Like I think you kind of have to be if you're a world creator, which is what I call visionary women. And yet there's always another level that you can't even see for yourself. And you're not intentionally capping yourself. You just don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
And I think for someone like you to open up a whole new world, a whole new possibilities, I think is where this 5D, 7D, whatever you want to call that dimension, comes through into the 3D when we have these intuitive gifts and partners that can access that information. I think we all can strengthen our own guides and intuition. I think we're all psychic to some degree.
Yes.
For sure. But you're at a different level of capacity and clarity and the clairvoyance and connection that just accelerates what's meant to be.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And it's interesting you say that because I was getting this download the other day that there are women who are meant to be activators. Like you are an activator and you still have really strong intuition. But then there's also women who aren't activators. They're meant to be channels. And I think that's me. I'm meant to be a channel. That's where I'm happiest. That's where I like to play. The more I'm in there, the better it gets. And I think that me paired with an activator, we can do anything.
It's insane. You also work with numerology.
Yes.
So where did that come through and how did they work together?
Well, the numerology just kind of came in and it just really captured my interest. And I'm like, I want to learn more about this. And so I took a course and I just went deep and it all just downloaded into my brain. And I didn't have to memorize it. It just was all there.
Wow.
And yeah, I had people who were like, I think you must have done this in a past lifetime because it's way easier for you than it is for me. And what I found was when you understood your life path and your life expression and what personal year you're in, because each year has a different theme that we're working through and each month has a different theme.
Which I just learned.
Yeah, most people don't know this.
No.
Once you learn what energy you're stepping into, you can plan ahead and you can really use it intentionally while it's happening. Like, you're in a month 3, you're writing a book.
Yeah.
The 3 is all about communication and creativity and heart opening. And look what's happening for you this month.
Right.
And it happens on its own, but the more intentionality you put into it, the more you can really excel that.
Yeah. Do you want to know something about numerology? Well, I've told you that I feel like my higher self orients the timeline.
Yes.
And then my human self catches up later. I didn't realize that we planned to go to Avalon and Seven Sisters on 7/7.
I know.
July 7th. I did not put that together until months after I set the date when I planned Claim Your Light in Mexico. No idea it was going to be the Lunar New Year of the snake when we were out there. I often plan my launches, my book launches on really huge portals. And at my house, I think I told you the other day, we bought our land on July 11th, 7/11, 2022. So 7/11, and we moved in on 11/7.
Wild. And
so there's real power in understanding the spiritual technology of numerology, Akashic astrology, which you're familiar with. You don't work with it, but you do have Natalie, you collaborate with these spiritual sciences that have so much power to create an even more aligned, abundant business that you can figure out for yourself if you want to, but to have somebody that can open your eyes before you get to, that's what I think is really happening. And I keep coming back to this year of the horse. There's so much acceleration because this is now coming online for all of us. It's our time. When it comes to working with you, Amy, how can people find you? Because you have your beautiful website, but what is the pathway to start to engage with your magic?
Instagram, probably the easiest way to find me. You could DM me there or go to the website and message me there. But yeah, there's a lot of great info on the website about what I do, how the Akashic Records work, and how to work more intimately with me.
I will say that the friendship that has come through, there's something about, and this really goes for any container, but especially someone that's working with you at this level of intimacy, has to really be on your side.
Yeah.
And a sister. And that is New Earth.
Yeah. I agree.
That's how we were always designed, I believe, as women, to work in collaboration and equanimity and reciprocity. And that has been so lost And when you really find those partnerships, they accelerate and activate you and open you up to so much more than you even knew possible, because it's healing you on a soul level and creating all of this safety for you to shine.
Yeah. Be in your gifts.
To be in your gifts.
And deliver on that big, beautiful vision of yours.
And every single one of us, and I loved what you said about the activators versus the channelers. Like, I really, really do, are pouring this into all the women listening who are all in their own unique timelines and their own unique paths, but all came to this show and know they come here to see themselves differently, you know, at the end of the day. Do you have a message? Can I ask you to maybe even open up the records?
Yeah. Yeah, you want me to
records? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't planning on this, but I just came through.
And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth, as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to it.
What message does this spiritual hustler community, as a collective of women light workers here for the New Earth Rising, what do they want them to know?
Each of you has a special gift inside of you that the world is waiting to experience, and to not hold it too close, for it was given to you for a reason. It's meant to be shared with the world. And so find those ways to access that and to bring it out, and to know that you're the vessel to bring this to life. And only you, in your own unique way, not the ways that anyone else is telling you to do it. Don't listen to those voices. Listen to your own inner guidance. And know that if this idea was planted inside of you, it's meant to be seen and experienced in the world. So listen to that voice and follow it.
You know, when I close my eyes and I come into this microphone, or even when I'm here by myself recording my solos, I feel them. I feel all of you. As you listen, please know I can listen back to your energy. And as you said all of that, I saw them. I saw you guys.
I could feel them.
Could you feel them energetically in the field? Like, it almost looked like the universe, like the lights, like the starry night sky lighting up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
There's so many women out there who have amazing ideas that never make it into form. And we have these tools available for all of them. The Akashic Records are available to all of them. And so many resources are available to them. If they could just find that one next step to take to bring that idea to life, like, just imagine what our world would look like if everyone was living according to the mission that was planted inside their souls.
I could cry. Thank you for saying that. No, it's so powerful, and it's actually so simple at the same time. That's what I appreciate about the Akashic, is the ability to hold like that big, beautiful vision that you just shared with thousands of people, and the instructions of how. There's something about overcomplicating the process that we all get stuck in doing, myself included. I mean, just to give a very small example, Brian and I are working things out with us, and you channeled for Brian and I, and you were like, you need to move your bodies, you need to work out and exercise more, and make sure you eat lunch together twice a day. Or twice a week.
Twice a week,
because we work from home together and we don't see each other throughout the day. There's such beauty in the aspiration and the vision and the knowing, and how to bring it down into the now. And so whoever is listening to this podcast, as you heard that message and bringing that out into your own unique way, because you do have a gift, you do have an idea that the world needs, that your soul needs you to do. What is the one simple thing that you can do to take action on it? And I think that we overcomplicate what it is. Maybe it's a mentor that you reach out to and have coffee with. Maybe it's a book that you read. Maybe it's a walk that you take on a regular basis. Maybe it's a certain song you listen to over and over again. I'm just like channeling whatever what's coming through. It doesn't have to be what anyone else is doing.
It's your own blueprint.
It's your own blueprint, and it belongs to you.
Well, I had chills the whole time you were saying that. Listen to your heart.
Mm.
Your heart has the answer. It's right there. It's right there. And so the more we can all access our hearts, the more deeply we step into our purpose, the more fulfilled we become, the more inspired and creative we become, and the more magnetizes to us in that frequency. So it's reciprocity.
Can I share one last thing that's coming through?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to share wisdom with all of you guys that are listening that my heart gave me.
Please.
Because we're in reciprocity in all ways. Always. Always. And that includes the relationship you have between you and your heart. And we're always, I shouldn't say always, but often overriding it. Because we have a Instagram caption to write, or a meeting to attend, or an errand to run, or a demand, or an email to get back to, or whatever it is. And my heart told me, and I'm going to give the wisdom of my heart to all of your hearts who are listening, that your heart wants you to let itself feel itself. To give yourself the space to let your heart feel itself. And for your heart to show you that miracles are real. That's what my heart said to me. And I wanted to share that with everyone because I don't believe that was just for me. And I don't think I would have been able to access that without you. You're a game changer. You're an angel in the corner.
So are you.
In a corner office.
Oh, I'll take that. Okay.
Truly, you are a walking angel on this earth, Amy Gatzert.
So are you.
Thank you. I received that.
Oh, that.
Okay, close the records and then I'll ask you my last few questions.
I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. And I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed, and so it is. The records are now closed, and so it is. The records are now closed, and so it is. Thank you for existing.
You're very welcome. But this was always meant to be.
Oh, yeah.
There was just spiraling of timelines that needed to happen first that allowed us to merge.
Yeah. And we knew it like in the first 5 minutes.
Instantly. Yeah. You are somebody that I see in my life forever. And I know that you'll come back on this podcast. I feel that.
I feel it
There's
too.
more for us to do
Mm-hmm.
and more for us to share in time.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you for coming today and for sharing your story and sharing your gifts, sharing your heart. It's felt. And I'm not just speaking for myself.
I feel so honored to be here. And I just reflect back to you, if I may.
Please.
That first phone call when we spoke and connected, you saw me in such a deep, beautiful way that reminded me of who I am and what I'm capable of. And I literally felt like you took the key and unlocked it. And after that happened, everything just started to come into form. And that is a gift of yours. I see it not just with myself, but with every woman you work with. And you're so pure and in your heart. And the world is so lucky to experience the creations that you have built and are continuing to build.
I receive that. Thank you. This is the gift of sisterhood and being in this new earth consciousness. When you meet another woman who sees you as clearly as you see her, and what can happen from that place for both of you and for the world. I have just a few quick fire questions for you.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, they're fun. So, do you have a favorite spiritual book?
Oh, that's easy. Journey of Souls.
Oh, yeah.
Have you read that one?
A long time ago, but it's amazing.
It was the first book I ever read, and I felt like everything made sense.
That's how I felt about Bringers of the Dawn when I read about the Pleiadians.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I get it. I totally get that. I loved that book. Do you read business books? And if so, do you have a favorite business book?
I don't really read business books.
Yeah, that's what Tali was on the podcast recently. She's like, I don't read books.
I mean, I read books, and I actually am in a season of not reading because, like, of what I said earlier. I'm leaning into the wisdom that comes in from the Akashic Records and my intuition.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that answer. Okay, this one is a fun one for you. So I always ask, like, do you have a favorite guide, goddess, angel, deity, ancestor? Do you have like anyone specific, Amy, that you work with?
You know, it's really funny you ask that because the answer is no.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because I have told myself this story. It's so interesting. All these other women have angels that speak to them. They call themselves out and this person, that. And I've never had that. And I think there's just a part of us as humans that want to humanize that. And I don't know, it's all different for everybody, but I don't have certain angels call themselves out to me, or I know I work with the angelic realm, but no one specifically calls themselves out to me.
Okay, I do have another question, a follow-up to this.
Okay.
It's not like part of the quick fire,
Okay.
just because I'm curious. When you open up the records and you you communicate with the guides in the angelic realm, totally clear that there's no one specific. There a form to them? Is there a frequency, a shape, a color? Like, is there anything that you...
It's the frequency of love.
That's it. Which is a lot.
Yeah, it's a frequency of love. And on that, I find the more I'm in my heart and the more I harvest and develop unconditional love for myself and humanity and everyone in my life, the stronger that field becomes and the more able I am to channel clearly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It totally makes sense. Actually makes perfect sense. That was a channeling in and of itself.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had to check.
I got it. Do you believe in aliens?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Do you believe you are one?
Pleiadian.
You're so Pleiadian.
Yeah.
You look like a Pleiadian.
Yeah, I've been told that.
Yeah, we look like, we have a certain look to us.
No, I'm definitely a Pleiadian. I think that's all I am.
I think
I'm pure Pleiadian.
You might be. The word that when I think of you, Amy Gatzert, is pure. So that would track.
Thank you.
Okay, final question.
Yeah.
Well, we've kind of answered this, but I'd love for you to just channel this. What does it mean to you, Amy, to be a co-creator of the new Earth rising?
I love that question, especially because one of my words for this year is co-create. I think it's what we talked about earlier. New Earth frequency is about collaboration and co-creating together. It's reciprocity. It's your success is my success. We build this together. The more we're in it together, the better it becomes. And it's just true collaboration without ego or competition or worrying about how much value you're giving. It's just you show up with what you have to add, and that's enough. So that's how I see it.
I love it. And when you were saying that, I was seeing a world. I was seeing a dimension that we think is out there or unavailable to us or someday, one day. But I saw this world. If I'm going to be honest, it almost reminded me of like Lemuria. Mm-hmm. Like it has that frequency to it that is happening in real time. And the only way that it happens in real time is through the co-creation. In every action, in every interaction, in every conversation, in every thought, in every belief, in every word, it's like it can only happen with co-creation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's co-creation, and it's allowing everyone to work in their unique genius. And you stay in your unique genius. And that's how we all contribute together.
So you're the horse, baby.
Yeah.
Stay in your own lane.
Exactly.
Carve it and stay in your own lane because there's only one you.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
I love you.
This was such a gift to be with you as much as we've gotten to be with each other. And thank you for bringing your angelic frequency and medicine to my community today.
I love you so much.
I love you so much, and we're only just beginning.
Scratching the surface.
Let's go.